Hello friends, so we are going to study this poem The Solitary Reaper by William Wordsworth. So William Wordsworth is a very famous British poet who wrote at the beginning of 19th century. His period is known as Romantic age in English literature. Romantic period in English literature is dated from 1798 to 1832. So this is the period. This period is called as Romantic period in English literature. Now, uh, we see William Wordsworth's poem, The Solitary Reaper. In short, I tell you, William Wordsworth is also called as a nature poet. So this is important thing. He is called as nature poet. Why? Because nature is the important thing. Nature is the important element in the poetry of William Wordsworth. In this poem also we see that nature is an important theme. So here, first of all, I tell you that this poem was written in 1807. Actually, poet, his sister Dorothy and his friend Coleridge, they were on a walking tour of Scotland. So remember this thing, this is important, Scotland. And here the word Highland is there in the poem in the second line. So Highland is a part of Scotland. So Scotland basically is divided in two. The northern part is called as Highland and the southern part is called as Lowland. Southern part is quite close to Britain, so rather civilized, cultured part, and Highland is rather rural area, natural area where mountains and lakes are there. So that is Highland. So this poem also belongs to that area, that is Highland. So Wordsworth, his sister Dorothy, and Coleridge, they were on a walking tour, and when they came back, Wordsworth had this picture in his mind, the scene, that incident that he had seen there, and he has written a very beautiful poem, that is The Solitary Reaper, on his memory, on that incident of his memory in the Scotland, that is walking tour. So this is also important. Now, what this poem is about, it is about a song. Remember, this poem is a song. Okay, so song of a girl. So girl is there in the poem. Girl sings a song, and this poem, the whole poem, is about the song of that girl and the effect of that song. What is there? The effect of that song on whom? On the poet. So this poem is about the song of the girl, and the effect of that song on the poet. Okay, so we see it's a very easy poem, easy to read, easy to understand. Language is not difficult, so we try to study. Now the very first line, it reads, behold her. So behold means to see. So behold her single in the field. So girl is single in the field, girl is alone. This is important for our understanding. The girl is alone means single. So here solitary also means alone. Solitary means lonely. And reap means to cut. So yon solitary Highland lass. Yon means there. So there is a girl, and that lass is lass means again girl. So in Scottish, this word lass, lass, lass means girl. So the girl is there, she is alone in the field, and the place where she is working, that is situated in the Highlands, and the girl is lass, that is the young girl. She is a young girl. Lass means young girl. So this is the opening of the poem. Then what that girl is doing? That girl is reaping. Reap means to cut. So that girl is reaping some kind of grain in the field, and she is singing by herself. She is singing some kind of song. Now the poet listens to this, and the poet feels that he should stop there, or he should gently pass from there. Okay, now why does he feel that he should gently pass from there? Because he likes that, or he liked that song very much. So he liked the singing of that girl. This is the opening of the poem. So in the very opening, we come to know about the subject of the poem, that there is a girl, the girl is singing, the girl is working in the field, and the poet feels to stop there. Now further, I read second stanza. Alone she cuts and binds the grain. Now she is alone in the field, that we have understood in the first stanza itself. Now what she is doing, she is cutting, okay, and then she is binding the grain. So she is collecting those grains and she is binding it. So the girl is maybe the girl is a peasant girl. Peasant means farmer. So the girl is farmer girl. Okay. So rural, as I told you that a rural community is the important part in Wordsworth's poetry, or peasant community. And the girl is singing. She sings a melancholy strain. Melancholy means here, melancholy means sad. She is singing a sad strain means song. A sad song she is singing. So here the poet feels to listen. Oh, listen. So he listens. For the vale profound. Now here vale means valley. Vale means valley. Vale profound. Profound means deep. Okay, profound means deep. Is overflowing with the sound. Here overflowing means echo. The echo of that girl's song is there in that valley. So here not only valley but also the nature. The nature surrounding is also filled with the song of that girl. Now here, after these two stanzas, the poet compares the song of that girl to the song of the nightingale. So here we can see that no nightingale, here in the third stanza, no nightingale did ever chaunt. Chaunt means here sing. Okay, actually it is the old spelling of C-H-A-N-T. C-H-A-U-N-T. No nightingale did ever sing more welcome notes to weary. Weary means tired. Weary means tired. And bands means group of people. So here the poet uses an imagery of travelers who are traveling in some Arabian sands. Okay, now these travelers who are traveling in Arabian sands, they are in search of shade. Haunt means search. Here they are in search of shade. They are very much tired and they need some shade to take rest, to comfort themselves. So, and in that situation they hear the nightingale's song. So as if they feel that the nightingale welcomes there. So they feel very great, they feel very calm. But the poet says that the nightingale's song, though it welcomes to the tired group of travelers who are in search of shade, the girl sings more better. The girl sings more better than the nightingale. So the girl's song is more better, or the girl's song is more attractive, is more melodious. You can say that the girl's song is more melodious than the song of the nightingale. So do you understand that here the poet liked the girl's song, and later on nightingale is a singing bird. So he compares the song of the girl to the song of the nightingale, and he says that the song of the girl is more beautiful, more attractive than the song of the nightingale. Okay, now we go further. So here in the another stanza, the fourth one, again there is a comparison, and here he compares the song of the girl to the cuckoo bird. Cuckoo is also a singing bird. Cuckoo is also a singing bird. So he compares the song of the girl to the cuckoo bird. Now where do we find that bird? We do find that bird in the Hebrides. So what is Hebrides? Hebrides is a group of islands. Hebrides is a group of islands that we find to the northwest of Scotland. And there this bird sings. It breaks the silence of the sea. So here if you go there to the Hebrides island, you feel that that bird sings very welcome notes of song. Who? The cuckoo bird. But now here in this poem, the poet feels that the girl's voice, the girl's song is more thrilling. So do you understand this? The same analogy or the same tone, that the girl's song is more thrilling than the song of the cuckoo bird. Girl's song is more melodious than the song of the cuckoo bird. So here again the same analogy, it continues from the song of the nightingale to the song of the cuckoo bird, and the song of the nightingale and the song of the cuckoo bird, so it is compared to the song of the girl, and it is said that the girl's song is more welcome, more soothing, more attractive, more melodious than the song of these two birds. Okay, now we go further. Now what happens here, the poet is an Englishman, the poet is Englishman, or the poet is Englishman, and the girl is Scottish. So the girl is singing in local dialect, and that dialect is Erse, ERSE. So remember, Erse is a local dialect in which the girl was singing a song, and this dialect is ununderstandable to the ears of the poet, because poet does not know this Erse language. Poet knows only English language. So here poet wonders, will no one tell me what she sings? The poet is, there is a question mark, because the poet does not understand the meaning of the song. The poet is unable to understand the meaning of the song. Now what happens, he guesses, or so the poet predicts the topic of the song, and here uh, he predicts or he guesses, because he does not know the language in which the girl was singing a song. And here the topic of the song, so he thinks, the poet thinks that the girl may be singing about some old things, or she may be singing about some unhappy things, or she may be singing about some far off things. Or he also feels that, or he predicts that she may be singing about some battles or some wars that have been fought long ago. So here in this stanza we see that the poet predicts the topic of the song or the theme of the song. And the song is, how is the song is the plaintive numbers flow. So here plaintive means a sad or unhappy tone of the girl is there in the song. So this is one thing where he predicts that this song may be about some old things, about some unhappy things, or about some far off things. Now again we see that in the next stanza he predicts further the theme of the poem or the topic of the poem. And what does he predict? That he finds that whether she may be singing about some humble topic. Humble means very simple or very innocent, very sincere. She may be singing about some, or is it some more humble lay? Lay means here song, or it may be about some familiar matter of today. So the girl may be singing about not only the old or unhappy things, or she may be singing about some familiar matter of today. So it can be anything, it can be anything. It is just the prediction, because he does not know the language, so he only predicts. So the prediction continues in this stanza also. Prediction or the guess of the poet continues in this stanza also. Now again he continues his prediction, and he says that she may be singing about some natural sorrow that she has, or some loss that she had, or some pain that she has. So it is about her personal sorrow, or it may be about her personal loss, pain, misery, or suffering, or any unhappy thing that she had been through. So this song may be about anything. He doesn't know for sure the topic of the song, because he is unable to understand the language. And again he feels that this sorrow or this loss or the pain, misery, suffering, it has been, and it may come again. What may come again? The sorrow, loss, or pain, it may come again. So it can be anything, anything from the old far unhappy things, anything that is a familiar matter of today, or personal sorrow, pain, or loss. Now after this we have where he says that whatever the theme. Why does he say whatever the theme? Because he does not understand the language. So he says that whatever the theme, he didn't understand the thing. The maiden sang. The maiden is for the girl. Maiden means unmarried girl. So the maiden sang as if her song could have no ending, as if her song would never end. There is no ending to her song. The poet liked that song very much, and he felt that he would go on listening that song for forever, that the girl should never stop singing, and he should listen the song for forever. Always he should listen the song. He liked that song very much. I saw her singing at her work and over the sickle bending. Sickle is an instrument that is used in field to cut something. Okay, so it is related to the farm life. Sickle is an instrument to cut the grains. So the girl has this sickle in her hand and she is bending over that sickle and she is cutting the grains. So he did not understand the theme, but he liked the song and he felt that the song should never end. So this is the second last stanza, and now we come to the concluding stanza of the poem, where he says that I listened. Now the concluding stanza is about the effect of the song on the poet. So the concluding stanza is about effect of the song on the poet. So what does he say? He listened that song. How did he listen? He listened that song motionless and still. So he stood there. In the first stanza he says that stop here or gently pass. So he stopped there. How did he stop? He stopped motionless and still, because he was very much interested. He liked that song very much. And later on he continued his journey. So he says I mounted up the hill. So here what does it mean? Mounted means climbed. Mounted means climbed up the hill. So he continued his journey, but the music of that song in my heart I bore means I took. Bore means here I took. So I took that music of her song in my heart and continued my journey. I climbed the hill. And he says long after it was heard no more. So after some time he could not hear the song of the girl, but still he had music of that song in his heart. And not only after some time, but in later days also, in coming weeks, months and years also, he never forgot the music of that song in his heart. And even he composed a poem on this. So this is the poem. So in the last stanza we see the effect of the song on the poet. So this is the poem, the meaning of the poem, or the summary analysis of the poem. Now we see the form that the poet has used in the poem, and the form is iambic tetrameter. The form is iambic tetrameter. Now iambic pentameter is the most commonly used form by the poets, but here the poet William Wordsworth has used iambic tetrameter in this poem. Now what is iamb? Iamb is one unstressed syllable followed by stressed syllable. So when we have these kinds of four iambs, we say that line is iambic tetrameter. And if there are five iambs, it is called as iambic pentameter line. So here in this poem, the poet has used particularly iambic tetrameter as the meter. Okay, so this is called as the meter. What is iambic tetrameter? It is a meter used in the poetry. Now what is the rhyme scheme? So if we see the first stanza, the rhyme scheme is filled. Now it doesn't rhyme with any other word in this stanza. So the rhyme scheme here: A, las is different one, B, herself is again different one, C, and pass is similar to las. So it is B. So the rhyme scheme for the first stanza is A, B, C, B. So this is the rhyme scheme for the first stanza. Now in the second stanza again, grain, if we give it as A, strain, A. Now profound is different, so it is B. Sound is again similar to profound, B. So in the second stanza the rhyme scheme is A, and B, B. This is the rhyme scheme of second stanza. Now in the third stanza, we come to the third stanza. Here chant A, bands B, haunt again like chant A, and sands like bands B. So the again second stanza, third stanza also has rhyme scheme A, B, A, B. Here too it is A, okay, A, B, B. Now in the third fourth stanza, now what is the rhyme scheme in the fourth stanza? Heard A, bird A, sees B, Hebrides B. So here again the rhyme scheme is A, B, B, the same as in the second stanza. Now in the next stanza, we have here sings A, flow B, things A, ago B. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B here in this stanza. Now in the next stanza, what is the rhyme scheme? So here lay A, today, lay today. So A, pen B, again similar to pen B. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, B. Now the next stanza, sang A, ending B, work is different, not like sang, not like ending. So C, and bending is similar to ending. So it is B. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. And the last stanza, so the rhyme scheme is here A, now the hill similar to still A, bore different B, and more like bore B. So the last stanza has A, B, B. So this is the rhyme scheme of all the stanzas. So I hope you understood the poem and you liked the analysis of the poem. So thank you very much.